Hey guys, Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' demonstrator in Australia. Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a good in-between Christmas and New Year. Sorry I am a bit late. We've had a bit of a situation since I posted that I was going live. My eldest son is getting his ear or ears pierced. We're not quite sure yet. His big sister's taking him, and apparently needed parent in person for this shop that they went to. Written consent wasn't enough, and they needed the parent in person for that to happen. So we waited for them to come back, and David's gone to another shopping centre because the person wasn't very nice. So deep breath. I'm here to share with you my last Christmas from my last class that I ran before Christmas. Hello, Miss Donna. Thank you for joining. If you guys are joining, please say hi, even if it's on the replay. Hey, Pamela. So we're sort of kind of making this card. I've run out of some things. Yay, Leanne, that's great. Oh, as I slap myself, I've sort of run out of some things that are on this card, which means I need to change up some colors and some ribbons. So when I was making my Christmas decorations, I lost a roll of our gold ribbon, and I ended up using this ribbon, which is copper, which is fine. But now I've run out of this ribbon, so I can't use it for this card. So I have out. Oh my God, everyone's joining so quick. Hey Deb, hey Cindy, hey Deb, hey Jenny. So I've grabbed out our cherry cobbler chevron ribbon, which means I'm going to have to change this Merry Merlot colour into cherry cobbler to make it all work. But that's okay, we can do this. So I do have card kits here. No, neither do I, Deb. I have received mail, but your card wasn't. Do you know what? I'm going to have to check the cards that are, let's see if I can show you. I have a wall, if I get my finger out of the way, I have a wall of cards. Now, I haven't done my thank you cards yet for my birthday. That's on the very long list of things to do at the moment. And yeah, I'm going to have to pull off all my Okay, let's see if I can get this up and running. Oh, something went wrong on my end. Hello, Miss Diane. Okay, tell me what I am looking like for you guys. I did have a lovely Christmas. It ended yesterday. I went to my great aunt's for leftover mashup. So we all sort of take our leftovers to her place. And I bought like next to nothing home, which was even better, even better. Okay. Facebook has changed the way I can very quickly get up my videos, and I need to mute myself, which would be good. Okay. When I flick us around, I am going to change where, hey Brenda, change how I am getting internet to see if I'm getting a clearer signal, which would be lovely. So bear with how Christmas were, and I will deal with our small technical. Didn't mean to do that. I may go blank for a few seconds, but just bear with. I'll be right back. Okay, I should be back, and we all, and we all should all be good now. Oh my God, look, great words. I have all the great English words today. Does that show I'm a bit tired? And Christmas isn't technically over for me either. Okay, let's go turn off this overhead light. But I did have a lovely Christmas. It was just a matter of getting it done, really. Had nice Christmas Eve in the park. I did try and share photos with you guys. Right, let's see how we're going here. Hey Myrtle, hey Jenny. Oh, did Bobby pop in and I didn't see? Well, hello Bobby, if you're here. I'm currently not having any view on my feedback. So tell me how we're going. Hello, Miss Rose. Everyone's on. Okay, so as I explained, I need to change the colour of this, but I do have one card with one ribbon, sort of kind of ready to rock and roll. And I've used very vanilla, but what I really wanted to show you was how to make this 3D ornament using the one of the Gleaming Ornament punches. Can you guys tell me if you can see me? Because I currently can't see myself on feedback on my second screen. And sort of oh no, here we go. It was my second screen. So I have 3 here. I'll see how many I make. I do need to grab a piece of cherry cobbler and cut it down so then I can substitute that colour. So, and I'll need the trimmer down to do some scoring as well. Looking good, thank you guys. It was just my second screen. And obviously my internet, which has been absolutely painful recently. I may actually have to call the internet company, which is a painful prospect in itself. Okay, that's one done. That is 2 done. And I'm just starting to notice that I'm getting a few furry edges on my trimmer, and I have been using this for 8-9 weeks and prepped lots of cards. So I'm going to see how I go with. See, I just have one dodgy, no, I am getting a tad furry. So here live, I'm telling you, I have got fantastic use out of this blade. And I think it's time to crack out a new one. And you may notice that I haven't changed my mat yet. No, Ellen has not had time for that. Hello, Miss Jeannie. Thank you for joining. Thanks for reminding people that I'm live. I do appreciate that. But if you want to know that I'm live, don't forget to press the bell at the top here on Facebook or on YouTube. Press the, I think it's the bell on YouTube as well. Okay, so I don't need one of these, so I will pop that in my folder. So I need 3. So we are using the Brightly Gleaming set. I am aware that some of the Brightly Gleaming things aren't available, but I am using what I have got. So the Brightly Gleaming specialty paper is coming back in our 2020 holiday catalogue. So this card will sort of be one for the archives. And I'm using the Christmas Gleaming stamp set, but you can use any stamp set for this background. Where's my card gone? all I have basically done is just stamped the background. You could emboss the background. The 3D hammered embossing folder would look really good. Hello, Miss Sarah. Long time no see. Yeah. Well, Carol, I've had it since it was available on pre-order for us demonstrators. So I've actually had a really, really good run. I've prepped for like 3 classes on it. I've made a bazillion and 1 cards. You know, when I say that, I really am meaning it. So you can use 3 or 4 of these ornaments on your 3D ornament. It's up to you. And I did like this star pattern because 1, it's shimmery with the copper foil, and 2, it's just pretty. So that's 1. I think I already have 1 made. I've just got to check my class box. 2, 3. So I'm going to start by making the ornaments because that's kind of the most important bit on the card. So I've got 1, 2, and 1 out of there, and I've got 1, 2, 3 card kits. Just grab down my trimmer again. I do not know why I even put it away, knowing that I would need it again. Okay, start with a fresh edge, and I'll do 2 more, trying to be as frugal as I can, getting right up to those edges. And 1, 2. Right, we are done with the punch. So the back side of this paper is fantastic masculine paper. That's why I'm really glad this is coming back. It is a beautiful stamp set, Chris. It's just that it's currently sold out. So that's why I'm suggesting I'm using it, but you use whichever stamp set you have. I know many of you have this stamp set, which is sort of why I'm suggesting it. So let me pop that off to the side there. So now what I'm going to do, because this is easiest for me, I know many of you are more skilled with your hands than me. I just find it very hard. We want to score or fold all of these ornaments in half. Now I personally find it easiest to pop this in here and score it. Okay, so I'm going to do that. It's going to take me a few minutes, but I know you guys will bear with, because with all the debacle and me looking up piercing laws in New South Wales, I ran out of time to do my prep beforehand. Oh, there are 20 of you here. That's fantastic. Hey, Kathy. Are they making more? In Australia, they do not make more. If you are in America, I know you guys have a different policy for stamp sets, but in Australia we will not be able to get more. I'm pretty sure the Gleaming Ornaments are returning as well, but I find just scoring this super easy for me. And really, I just want to get rid of these class packs, and then this gives me some cards for next year, because I pretty much expended all my cards except for some Memories and More cards. Just got a few of those left because the kids gave those to school teachers, and I gave some on Christmas Day with like gift vouchers, or like saying enjoy your blah blah blah, and I'd emailed it because I'd bought a subscription online or whatever, so they're able to open an envelope under the tree. Oh, Chris, you're in Australia. How do I always forget that, Chris? No, this is actually completely retired. Oops. Oh no, that was straight. Looked like it moved. No, it is completely gone in Australia, Chris. Okay, so these are completely done now. Trimmer can go away. Now, if I have my youngest want me, I will actually have to respond. Oh, they were so good. And I've even got some like left over from the year before last, which I actually used for like my stepdaughter and her partner's Christmas gifts, because I gave him a gift card, and good old Target in Australia and Australia Post lost my parcel from like late November, which was joyful. I enjoyed that a lot. But anyway, these things happen, and yeah, it was, yeah, I had a lamp in there for him, but I gave him money instead. Yeah, it is a really pretty stamp set. We do normally, and I say normally, and they'll totally lie on me in the 2020 holiday catalogue or whatever they decide to call it. They normally do a ornament, some type of Christmas ornament set, and they're sort of right down my alley. I do like that. Oh look, my burn is still there. Burnt myself on Christmas morning putting stuffed croissants, which I could barely eat. Sometimes I can eat them, sometimes I can't, so I have bacon and eggs instead. Okay, so they are all now folded. I will need that later, so I'll pop that there. And all I'm going to do is now adhere them together. So I'm sort of batch doing everything rather than like doing one card at a time, which is painful. So I'm just using my wet glue if it wants to work. Just remove the glue goober from the hole. So you can actually make these as full ornaments for the tree and add some twine or ribbon into it. This glue really truly does not want to work for me. Why when I'm live? I don't even have another one open. Oh, I'm going to have to open a brand new one. Where did you get the glue holder from? Carol, this is, oh, I should grab my Christmas one. I got a Christmas one made for me. I'll grab it. This is my Christmas one, although I looked at it and went, they're Bunnings colours because it's more green than red. But anyway, a guy who is local to me in Australia, and his business name is Central Coast 3D Printing. So his name's Chris. He's a lovely guy. He actually 3D printed the International Space Station for my husband David. For those of you that don't know, my husband David is blind and is interested in geeky stuff like that. And yeah, so Chris put down an invoice for me because I've bought a number of these recently, and he also made me a Christmas one, which I thought was very sweet because you guys keep on buying off him, which is fantastic. So you take your second one, attach it, line it up. I like to use wet glue for this because it gives me the wiggle room, or the wiggle that I need. And then I add, so I've only done 3. but you can add 4 if you so desire and wish. And I add 1 more, and then I'll add it to the copper. This is a copper label from the Peaceful Boughs dies, and they are carrying over, which is fantastic because I love them. I love the label, I love the boughs. It's going to be a good carryover set to use with all my flowers that I somehow own. A bit of glue escape. Now I always put my glue on the back of my hand so then I don't get super duper sticky. So then that will sit like that on the card. Let's make the other 2. Yes, I normally do. If someone wants to find him on Facebook while I'm doing that, Central Coast 3D printing, and share it for me, that I would appreciate that a lot, as would he, because he works out of his garage and his study in his house. He does amazing work. He does like cosplay stuff as well, like for all those Comic-Con people. So he makes like weapons and he does some amazing things. And David's now got a wish list of things he wants, and Chris is very happy to oblige. Apparently as a family we give him very interesting things to do. Yeah, I will, Carol. I shall endeavour to do that. I have put it in a lot of other videos as well, but happy to pop it in here unless someone wants to do it in the meantime for me. Just why my hands are a bit otherwise busy. Okay, that's 2. So you can see, even with my hands being my hands, although they've had a fair bit of a break, I shouldn't say that. I made 2 cards last night. Very, very quick and simple cards last night. I'm now in new catalogue mode, which is great. Now, for those of you that got Christmas money and are in Australia, we still have our year-end closeout deals. And if you're in anywhere else where Stampin' Up! Is in your country, we also still have the year-end closeout deals, and we also have some fantastic things on our clearance rack at the moment, which is like 60% off. It's like ridiculous. And there are some really good retired products on there. Things I used to own, things I dreamt of owning, and yeah, it's great. Okay. So this is these now done. Now I think on this card I did run, and I'll show you on the first one I made. The other ones I will leave as is. I did run the Delicata, which is still available actually, the Delicata Copper. Delicata Copper ink, and that is still available in Australia. All the refills are gone, but the actual ink pad is available. And what I did, I just ran the edge. So I just got the edges just to cover up the rawness of the just the rawness of the paper. So it's a step you can do. You can also do it with a navy, Night of Navy ink as well, if you so wish, but it really doesn't take long to do. But for the sake of the video and show you, I will do just one. There you go. So you can do that. I am going to see if I can, no, that has stuck, that is fine. pop these to the side, grab a scrap piece of paper and do some background stamping. So as I said, we are using cherry cobbler today because I need to match my ribbon, and if I used Merry Merlot and cherry cobbler ribbon, it would hurt my brain and I would think it was a very ugly card, but that's just me. Okay, cherry cobbler ink. So we're doing some tone on tone stamping. Oh, cherry cobbler ink pad is very stiff. So just random stamping. Please excuse my clothes dryer if you can hear it. I've done 3 loads of washing today, which I'm feeling very industrious. Yes, you may laugh at me, but you know, I'm feeling good. Now, it does help if you ink this up completely, but I'm not totally worried because it is just background stamping. Okay, that's one done. So are you guys liking me still showing Christmas projects, or do you want me to get on to some sneak peeks? What would you like to see? I'd love to know. Now, don't forget, I'm also moving over to having one of my live videos a week on YouTube, just to see if I can build my YouTube channel a bit. So I'll still do at least 2 videos a week. That is what I will commit to, but just not all of them will be here on Facebook. Oh, look, I'll get that off in just a second. You can see I'm being super random today. And I need some off the edge on this one. Always looks nicer when you have bits going off the edge or coming off the edge. Nice, done. So very, very quick background stamping. I've now stamped that off, ready to, no, close the ink pad first, then clean your hands, Ellen, because I will get ink on my hands closing the ink pad, because that's just how I roll. And I do use hand sanitizer quite a bit because it does really remove the excess ink. It doesn't necessarily remove staining, but it keeps my hand. More sneak peeks would be great. Okay, some of them I don't know if I can't show any. Actually, I will have to make brand new cards for you girls, because everything I'm doing are for 2020 projects, because I have a couple of really exciting things coming up that I'm not quite ready to share yet, but I do have some really, really exciting things coming. Okay, just emptying all my bits from my class. So I put, oh, hang on, I should have a die cut in here as well. So when you come to one of my classes, I give you an envelope with everything that you will need to make, or most things you will need to make that card. So I try and make things fairly simple, and then you can have fun tying bows and stamping and doing all of those types of things. So what I'm going to do now is, And I've just realised they're cream card bases and this is white based, but I really don't mind messing my cream and white because they're made and we're just going to go with it. Now I'm not going to do a bow with these, I'm just going to do a really simple knot because doing these bows will take me like half an hour and no one needs to watch me do that, do they? No. Okay, it's bad enough you girls watching me doing these knots when the ribbon won't do what it's told. Right, oh, it still won't do it after I get cross at it. The perils of me having the hands that I do. Okay, and switch this tail over so I have pretty tails. Okay, I like that. Get my ribbon scissors. Oh, I've lost my comments. Right, my comments moved. How rude. So I've already got an angle to play with this. Right, done. One down, 2 to go. And full class, because I was sort of running low on this ribbon, what we did, we just tied bows rather than tying it all the way round. But because I know I have this ribbon, and this ribbon sadly isn't staying, because I do like myself a good candy stripe, yeah, but that's okay. We shall live. At least you can see how I do my knots or how I fumble through doing my knots. Right. Oh, that way, that way, that way, that way. Aha! It's now talking to me. And this is the tail that I have to zhoosh and give it. There we go. Right. Starting to power along. Now I don't mind losing this much ribbon. That does not bother me. You can always tie a knot in it and use it on another project, but I am just happy to say goodbye to that. I do find that tying my ribbon around a whole piece gives me better tension around the card, so you can be more frugal with your ribbon use. That got a frog in my throat. That is up to you. Okay, come on, do what you're told. Right. And pull, 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 and that rolls over to be this really doesn't want to play. Side, yes, it shall play now. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So you can see I do zhuzh and pull and then zhuzh and do my final tight pull just to make it look the way that I want. Yes, exactly. And you're doing the whole design process. So when you actually when you make the card a second time, you've made your mistakes and you learn from it. So I often say to the girls in class, now, don't do this because I did that and it didn't work. So I tell them that just using my take your pick tool and poking out these bits because I don't want them there on our finished card. poke them through. So this is our copper foil paper, and as I said, I used the is it Beautiful Bowls? Yes, it is the Beautiful Bowls dies. So I used these dies, and this is the one that I keep using over and over again. So I use that one. This one is carrying over, although it is in the holiday catalogue. It is carrying over and available in between catalogues, which is fantastic. Yeah, well, yeah, agreed. I'm glad everyone agrees that the first card always takes. You go, why did I spend hours? But then you teach it or make a few more, and you can definitely get your, oh, the words are escaping me. You can do it all in, I don't know. The words are gone. The words are gone. Do you have... no, I do not have a hot foil press. If Stampin' Up! Bring one out, I may give it a go. But no, that's kind of not my jam. I really am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator through and through. I do have some non-Stampin' Up! Stamp sets that I buy occasionally, that they are basically they're basically character ones that Stampin' Up! Will never purchase. So yeah, they're really the only types of things that I buy additionally. This is my business, so I do like to try and stay true to that. So now I'm going to go through and adhere all our layers. Now this is the Merry Merlot one that I am going to pop my pre-tied bow on. Now all of these I do need to zhuzh a bit, so just pull it down so I can put my label on. Yeah, but I love the look of the foil. That's why I like this ribbon so much. Unfortunately, it is another one of those. Let me have a look. I will see if that is sold out in Australia or not, because I do have my Stampin' Up! Store up, because I have found some of our reports are not uploading or updating as quickly as we would like. So just popping this on our Night of Navy layer here, so you can see really close up that the Merry Merlot is quite muted. It's a very muted red, where the Cherry Cobbler is a very rich red. So this, I don't know, it's like got more purple in it, the Merry Merlot, and since it's called Merlot and the colour comes from grapes, that would be correct, where this is definitely more of a cherry red, Cherry Cobbler. Okay, that one appears to almost be in the right spot. That tail, really, I'm just going to have two different tails for that card. That one does not want to play ball. Okay, I really should have bought some googly eyes. No, this ribbon is not available. This one, the Merry Christmas ribbon. This did go with the Brightly Gleaming set. Done. Now, when I adhere my foil pieces, I am not going to use wet glue, and you ask me why. When you use too much wet glue on foil, I find the foil buckles, and you can see where you've put the adhesive. So I try and use snail adhesive or something like that, but on the paper to the foil, I can use a small amount, but under the foil, I try not to use any wet glue. I've just found I've been really unhappy with the results, so I've stopped doing it. Okay. And my back side, I can just see where the blades bent the paper slightly as I've cut it. Actually, I do like cherry cobbler and Night Navy. They do look very nice together. Okay, so put this glue to the side for a bit. Grab my Snell adhesive. You just have to be slow and deliberate with snail on the foil backing, because it's a bit slick and it doesn't necessarily like to grab like it does on paper, because it's got that slickness to it. Okay, back to my video so I can see any comments. Hello, Miss Diane again. I'm just wondering why some crafters in the UK made some huge cards. I am not sure, Eileen. Huge cards are not my jam. Maybe, oh, don't use the wet glue. Maybe they were from lots of people. I don't know. I like, well, I suppose an A2 card is still half a piece of A4. I just like, I don't know. Oh no, it's one piece of A4, isn't it? Folded in half. I don't know. I cannot tell you there. You would have to ask them. That's, if I was doing a card like for my whole family, I would possibly make a large card. I find making large cards difficult because a lot of our sentiments are sort of sized for our standard size cards, which I find it hard to put it over. So, hey Mimi, I have been asked to make a big card on a commission a couple of years ago. I found it really hard just to find that balance with the images. Yeah, I really struggled. But the client was happy, or my friend was happy, and that's all that mattered. She was for her brother's, like, 40th or something. Who I know as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it would have been for his 40th, because he's a couple of years older than me. Ah, thank you for that, Eileen. Thank you for that confirmation that it is just a piece of paper folded in half. These little diamonds or squares just do not want to let go. It's the backing of the foil sometimes. Right. Okay. Last one. Then I will adhere them to the card bases, and the last thing I will add is the ornaments. So you can see, because I prepped all of this, and that's key when you're doing mass production. That's the word I was looking for. You sort of do one task at a time and do it for all the cards. So one task. So I'll go through and fold all of these card bases rather than doing one at a time. Yeah, it gets a bit unimaginative, but it does get the job done, which is all part of the game. I wanted to thank everyone who sent me Christmas messages and sent me Christmas cards. I did receive a number from people who watch me here, and they are sitting in my front window, and I'm enjoying looking at those. I think I got more cards this year than what I did last year, and the proportion of cards is there are more handmade cards, which is lovely. Now, I don't care, a card is a card. Someone has spent time thinking of me and writing in a card and sending it. So whether I get a handmade card or a store-bought card, I'm never ever going to knock back a card in the mail, because one, it's not a bill, and two, as I said, someone has thought of me in the moment when they sent it, which is a lovely, lovely thing. Okay, now as I said, and you'll see it now, the difference between the white and the cream, but I don't mind mixing up my white and cream, and I'm just using what I had at hand, but I did just have to change that colour. Okay, one done. More glue to put on the back of my hand. Same here, they love giving and receiving cards, my mother-in-law and you. Oh, wow. Always giving huge cards. Well, if it's your thing, it's your thing, isn't it, Carol? I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan. And I mean, my mum normally comes down and reads my cards. Although I had a look, I do need to today and get them in the post today, post some of my January cards, because I do have a number of people, including my own mother, who are born in very, very early January. So I need to get those in the mail, and then I can worry about the rest of the January ones a bit later. I've got quite a few things I want to get achieved today. So I've done my 3 loads of washing, one of which I did put on at 2 AM this morning. Don't ask. And I did have done 2 loads this morning. The dishwasher's on. I've paid some bills. We've worked out the whole New South Wales laws and ear piercing. So hopefully my son is now getting his Christmas gift from his sister. He's wanted his ears pierced for a while. Yes, exactly. And I think in Australia, I did read something sort of between Christmas and New Year that our postage is going up. And I just bought a box of 100 stamps, $1. And I think our postage is going up to like $1.10. Which is frustrating. Which means now I need to go and buy like a sheet of 10-cent stamps. Frustrating. But it's okay. I like going to visit the girls at my post office. They're lovely. One of them was very, very cheeky before Christmas. She said, now, don't forget the card you give us doesn't need a stamp. So the next time I was in, I said, here's your card, and I didn't put on a stamp, and she laughed. Okay, right. Now, I just need to zhuzh. Do I want to keep it big? No, it's a bit too big, isn't it? So this is where I'm going to do some zhuzhing. Just make this bow smaller, and I like that that's sort of going up and down. This one needs to go a bit smaller. There we go. And now I just do a bit of a pull to tighten that knot up again, and I will just try and manipulate those tails. Grab a glue dot and just pop this on, and I sort of will put it off to one side. Scissors. Oh, I don't want to use those scissors. I will use my take your pick tool. Just going to pop that about there. I think that'll be about the right place. And pop my bow on. This one really just wants to go that way. And that is fine. Sometimes things don't work out the way we wanted them. Oh, look at that. A perfect Merry Christmas. Yeah, please be thankful when I send you cards, because postage is, yeah, I know you girls do, but yeah, I have started culling some people who don't ring me or stuff like that, looking at my birthday list, going, you know what, I don't want to spend $1.10 on you, and the time it took me to make that card. Now, I could grab another glue dot, which I think I will do, just to make sure that tail stays the way I want it to. Aha, there we go. I made it. There we go. Oh, look, exactly the same tails. Couldn't do that again if I tried. Okay, so now for adhering our ornaments is just pop some glue along here, not too much, and just going to slide that into place. And the good thing is we can see where the center is because the way the label is designed. Okay, and then to store them, you can store them completely flat and then zhuzh them up when for sending them. You were going to suggest what? Oh, I know. We just bought a new letterbox, Carol, and the thickness, so like how wide the letterbox was, some of them are so skinny. It's like, do you not realize, people who design these letterboxes, that most postal services now also deliver small parcels as well? So the one we got was actually dictated by, well, it looks pretty. So it's sort of a wood one. Well, a wood look one that's not wood. And I made sure it had a wider opening so they could put larger letters and small parcels in there as well. I was quite taken aback. Yes, the glue dot on the tail has worked the trick. If it's not going to... Oh, that's right. I need to go and find my other ornament, which is in the box behind me. Come on, come out. The glue goober's dried on the end. Okay. Right. And slide that into place. So this is the one that I put the extra ink on. Now let me see if I can find my friend. Do you know what? I can't find him. I really truly can't. Oh, I might have to quickly... Look, I'm not going to punch another one. I will finish up the video and then I will punch it later when I finish. But what I am going to do, because I have received quite a lot of cards recently, handmade and Christmas for my birthday, and I've realised how many people don't put details on the back of their cards. And it's one thing I do try and do always. They are making the slip for mail small. Yes, exactly. Well, that too. I'm lucky I've never had that issue of mail going missing, except when my husband forgets to give it to me and then forgets where he put it down, which... Oh, that's the card I've already made. That's already got details. This is the one I will do quickly off screen. But yeah, I hope you girls have enjoyed me showing you how to make this card. This sort of can be applied, this design can be applied to adding flowers to the label It doesn't have to be an ornament, but if your flower is symmetrical, you can certainly have the same application. So that tail is staying perfectly there, and it doesn't look stuck down at all. Glue dots for the win, hey? Hey, Bev, I am just finishing up, but thank you for joining me. Right, so this one also has a sticker. So let's bring in everything that we've used. So we've used Christmas Gleaming. I always put that one upside down so you can see. And I have made these. Oh, that one's a bit high. I wonder if I can slide it down a touch. That's better. Spatially, that makes my brain feel better. And even now I'm still just zhuzhing. Okay, right. We use, where's the ribbon? The striped ribbon. We use Terry Cobbler. We use a touch of our Delicata ink. And what else did we use? I think that's about it. Not too many extra products outside the pattern paper. Zhuzh that one up. You can see how easily they do come back up when you just reinforce those folds. So thank you, girls. If I do my next video next week on, because I think today is Friday. I'm not exactly sure what day of the week this is. Should I check? What is today? This horrible time between it is a Friday, so I don't know. I may come back on a random day because I don't go back to work till the 6th, which is lovely. Oh, thank you, Chris. You're amazing, Chris. Thank you. Hang on. The beautiful bows.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Oh my God. That just scared the holy bejeebers out of me. Okay, we'll leave the Delicata ink out. Beautiful bows. There we go. Thank you, Chris. You're amazing. My pleasure, girls. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate not crafting by myself, even though I do it often. Yes, it's Thursday where you are. It's definitely Friday where I am. So, yeah, thank you. And I will catch you guys soon. If I do my next video on YouTube, I will give you a heads up over here and give you, if you did want to follow me on YouTube. In the meantime, I am Ellen Woodbridge over at YouTube. Yes, Happy New Year to you guys too. Never know, I may come back before then. I just have very fluid plans at the moment, which is kind of nice, but I do have things I want to achieve during that. So, and I've got family coming over on Sunday. My dad's side of the family are coming over to catch up for my birthday and Christmas, and yeah, it's been a while since we saw them, so that will be lovely. I think there'll be like 12 of us, which will be a lovely get together. So thank you, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, wherever you may be, and I'll see you soon. Bye.